What up, guys? It's the Otakinator coming at you again with another video game type video. I mean, I haven't made one of these in quite a while. The last two videos I've made were actually con videos, and you know, I love doing those anime conventions. Unfortunately, this year there's no South by Southwest Gaming Expo or PAX South this year, so unfortunately I'm not able to make a gaming video like I normally do around this time. So at least in terms of a convention video, usually that's when I get like my video game developer interviews in and whatnot, but unfortunately it's not the case this time. But anyway, we're here to talk about the obviously sad news of the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U eShops closing down. As you guys know, I'm a pretty huge Nintendo fan. Of course, a lot of people have been asking me, hey, how do you feel about this? So on and so forth. So of course, I'm gonna have a video just like basically talking about it. I mean, this time, because this is something that's, I think for me personally, it's kind of sad because I feel like the 3DS Wii U era was what really inspired me to be a content creator. So I'm really sad about them closing down personally. But, at the same time, it's just like, well, I mean, I understand why it's happening. I mean, whatnot. I mean, obviously, Nintendo is kind of ashamed of the Wii U and whatnot, so they're just like, oh, well, can we kind of just like push that out the door? All the games that are really relevant, let's kind of go ahead and put those on the Switch, in which they did. They kind of proven that getting games over to the Switch from the Wii U is really not that big of a task, and so forth. I mean, I understand, like, a lot of people are like, oh, they're still selling for full price. I was like, yeah, but the Wii U only sold 13 million units. So that the fact that the Switch has now surpassed the Wii in terms of best Nintendo home console to ever sell, it kind of makes sense to kind of like get the old content that never actually got in front of an audience and put it in front of an audience. And now like all the Wii U games that are on the Switch are selling better than they ever did on the Wii U. So, I mean, I feel like it's not so much a big loss for the Wii U side of things. I mean, I think where it really hurts in terms of the Wii U, though, is the eShop. You have those beautiful Game Boy Advance games. You have those beautiful Wii games. You have those beautiful, DS games. I mean, of course, you got your NES, your SNES, your N64 games. But as you can, as you obviously know, those are also available on the Switch now for the most part, except for Game Boy Advance. Which is a kind of a big loss. I mean, I'm actually going to kind of scurry and scrounge and try to get up some Game Boy Advance games myself, add that to my library. I got a 2 terabyte hard drive connected to my Wii U, so that way I can get some games going before this close down happens. But yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard of a transition to get like Wii games over to the Switch. I mean, as you know, I streamed Skyward Sword. Yeah, I streamed Skyward Sword over, and of course the Super Mario collection, the 3D All-Stars collection that came out for Mario's 35th anniversary also has Super Mario Galaxy attached to it. So I definitely think that the moving over the Wii games to the Switch can be done. I mean, honestly, I don't know if they're gonna do it, but like, we'll see how that goes. But I mean, as you can tell, like, I mean, with the Joy-Cons, I feel like they're pretty decent in emulating the Switch controls. I feel like they're a little jank in terms of the I guess you could say calibration, but usually a simple button push kind of fixed that off for me, so I think that was kind of nice. And of course, motion control is still in Pokemon Go and Breath of the Wild and everything like that, and everything seems to work fine there. So I feel like transitioning Wii games to the Switch and Wii U games to the Switch have been like no problem, and heck, even Super Mario Sunshine, a GameCube game, has been attached to the Switch. So I mean, I think the real issue here is that what we're really losing is like the Game Boy Advance games, the DS games that we were able to play on our TV. For me, that's kind of like a big loss because that's a great place to stream them legally. As you could say, like, that's you officially giving Nintendo your money to be able to actually showcase these games. I mean, in terms of like video game preservation and all that. I mean, that was a great option, but I mean, unfortunately, it didn't sell well. So Nintendo's like, obviously, it didn't sell well. We then don't want to like invest in that kind of like, I guess you could say, I don't know, business endeavor if it's not going to produce results. And it makes sense. I mean, so it's like all the people are like kind of hating and complaining, oh, Nintendo just hates video game preservation. It's like, no, you did not buy it. So you can't turn around and blame Nintendo when you didn't buy it and invest the money and show them that it was a good time, show them that that's what you wanted, and show them that that's what you desire as a consumer. That's not Nintendo's fault. That's us as consumers' fault. So the fact that people are complaining that it's, you know, lack of video game preservation, I feel it's not entirely true. Is because the consumer. I mean, I did. I went ahead and bought them. I mean, I'm still buying like some Wii U eShop games now, so that way I don't lose out on anything that I know I would want to play in the future, because this is my only chance to do it. So like every paycheck, I'm like, oh, let me buy this game, let me buy one game. Obviously, I'm not trying to like spend $100 on a bunch of eShop games all at once. I'm just kind of like, you know, picking and choosing, like giving it a thought every week. Like, okay, well, what's really important? What's something I know I'm going to want to play? And let's just not be dumb about it. Let's buy up the things we know we're going to want to play. Not just like spend money willy-nilly. And who knows? They still might not even get rid of it after all this like backlash and everything like that. But I understand why they want to do it. It costs money to upkeep, costs money to maintain. So all the really good Switch games, Wii U games, obviously I'm wearing a Wii U shirt and I can't even get it right. All the Wii U games that they actually feel are worth bringing over, they have brought over, and maybe we'll still continue to bring over. But I mean, I think it's just a big loss that we're losing the GBA games and the DS games, because that's really the only place you can play them on a TV is through the Wii U. Surprisingly enough, the 3DS is the thing that I'm very like, wow, really? We're gonna get rid of the 3DS eShop. I feel like since that system was so successful and was so like just sold so well, that would be the one they want to save. That would be the one that they want to keep, because the 3DS is like such a unique platform. I mean, not so much like the 3D, that was all gimmicky, but there's nowhere else you can get that, dual screen that dual screen action. I mean, that was like something that was unique, specific to the 3DS. A lot of games implemented that bottom screen for a lot of its gameplay, and I feel like if you don't have a 3DS digitally, and if you don't have the physical games, it's just kind of like at a loss at the moment. Alright, so say for example you got like the awesome new Super Mario Brothers 2, one of my favorite games on the 3DS. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. Surprised it didn't get a lot of love. Or another good favorite of mine for the 3DS, Ocarina of Time 3D. Honestly, I think it's the perfected version of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I guess you could say experience. But yeah, there's just not a lot of options for us to, once, the eShop's gone, it's gone. You're not able to...
I don't like where this is going.
Play those or get those in any other way, unfortunately, so...
Stop!
I mean, it's very much a shame. I mean, I wish they would have really thought about that.
Stop!
For like the future.
No.
You know what I mean? Because once there's not really a way for me or you to like get this game ever again in the future, which is like very unfortunate, because I think this is a game that's like a really good classic, and then like everybody should be able to have access to and play. But unfortunately, like I just feel like, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, game preservation, Nintendo's against it. And I was like, well, I don't think Nintendo's the only person that's like not very good at it. I mean, let's think about it. Can you buy the original Resident Evils anywhere? I mean, those are all considered classic PlayStation games. Also, by any chance, can you, oh shoot. Can you get, say for example, Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation 5? No, you can't. So the fact that Nintendo is kind of like low-key being blamed of like not doing video game preservation, I can definitely understand. I can kind of see that point, but it's just they're not the only person, like I guess you could say, not doing a good job at video game preservation. I mean, oh no, that almost messed me up. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's not a 100% awesomely legal way for us to enjoy these in the future, because I would love to get, this game is an awesome example of games that should, I guess you could say, be given to as many people as possible. You know what I'm saying? Now, by all means, games like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, I mean, sure, like the whole gyro experience and everything like that's really cool, but I mean, luckily the Switch ported that game, so I mean, I guess you could technically experience the story, but I feel like this is like the most ideal way to experience the game with the 3DS, because obviously you got like things like gyro controls, stuff like that. I mean, it's just like so much graphically prettier. So it'd be kind of cool to see like 3DS games moved over, because even though like I'm not 100% tech savvy, I'm pretty sure there is a way to make those games work on other platforms. I mean, by all means, I'm no software engineer. I don't know anything about coding or anything like that, but I feel like there are ways, there are methods out there that allow one to enjoy these games on another platform. So I feel if Nintendo doesn't want to lose out on that, they should be able to make this in some way, shape, or form available to everybody on their platforms, because if they don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. They're going to lose out and they're going to be mad at everybody else. But at the same time, I understand, it's like I want to support Nintendo when they do good things, make good decisions. I want to reward them with my money because they make great products and great games and great experiences. However, they can't get mad at the community for getting their hands and finding ways to get those games. And by all means, they're not the only ones who do it. I mean, like I said, Metal Gear Solid, for example. Good luck finding that game besides physical. You would need a PlayStation 3 or was it a PS1? And I think they also work on PlayStation Vita to actually be able to play that game. So I think it's low-key hypocritical to just only say Nintendo's wrong for doing it, but I'll kind of get off that high horse and rant about that some other time. So at the end of the day, I think my point is we knew this was going to happen. We knew eventually the Wii U eShop was going to shut down. We knew eventually that the 3DS eShop was going to get shut down. So, I mean, that is one of the main reasons why I always go physical. So always go physical, kids, if you don't want to lose out on any potential any kind of potential like loss of digital, because once the e-store is gone, it's gone. I mean, there's not really anything you can do about it, but physical is forever. So if something happens to your 3DS, you still have a physical copy of the game. You still be able to do whatever it is that you need with it, get a replacement system, whatnot. But I mean, of course, as you know, there are ways for people to be able to play these games still, but of course, I kind of like the old traditional method. I grew up with physical media. I grew up in that kind of like mindset, so I mean, it's hard for me to break. But is Nintendo not doing enough for game preservation? They're not. They're doing more than what most people are. I mean, to be honest, I mean, they know their legacy content's how they're going to make the most money. So yeah, they do what they can. Could they be doing more? Sure, but so could everybody else. They're not the only person not doing it. Like I said, Metal Gear Solid was a great example. So was the original Resident Evil series. There's a whole bunch of PS1 games that were great that we can't play right now. So we can just go ahead and say that everybody in the industry is doing it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it good. Thank you very much for watching my gaming video. I'm going to try to do a con video this summer. A lot of the cons, like I said, I was going to go to this year are kind of not happening anymore, unfortunately. But I'll try to get one in there. I'll keep my ear out. I know the summer is a good time for a lot of anime conventions in the Texas area, so I'll go ahead and hit one of those up, see what one I like, do some research on them, see which ones can tickle my fancy, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, guys, in the meantime, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, sub, follow, check out my streams, and of course, thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting my Twitch channel and my stream channel on Facebook as well. And have yourselves a great day, night, week, whatever. See you next time.